Welcome back to the PWC channel. Once again, guys, I just tried to record this one just before this, and we had to restart because Caracasa, aka Shifty Boy, aka the grounded Gibles, brought the wrong team, and Gurtbilbo graciously allowed him to start over, and now we're gonna do it again. And yeah, both these guys are playoff contenders. Shifty Boy Caracasa is pretty much locked up his playoff spot, I believe. And Gurtbilbo had a rather rough stretch of matches lately. Didn't have that much success and lost sight of his playoff spot a little bit. But so he will definitely need to win this one if he wants to make or retain his playoff chances. But I think he can do it. He's a very good player in my opinion. So yeah, let's see. This is gonna be exciting. Yeah, looking at it, Gurtbilbo has this signature that everyone thinks is so scary, the Spectria. Everyone was having a huge debate, how could you do it into B tier, and it's the most broken thing ever, and yes, I still don't see it, honestly. I mean, it's definitely better than I thought originally, and it can be threatening, and it's overwhelming in what it does, but yeah, I mean, yeah, no one can ever convince me that mons that lack this much versatility are really effective in draft. I mean, the argument is always, yeah, you force normal types or you force dark types, and yeah, I still waiting to see the genius strats that come of that. I've never seen it personally, but yeah, it's definitely in this matchup because Caracasa does not have a normal type. It can be threatening. Obviously, the Umbreon would be the main answer for Shifty Boy. And yeah, the Scizor probably with Bullet Punch also able to revenge it, or even a Choice Scarf Mienshao. But yeah, it can definitely do work in this matchup, I believe. Yeah. Now, this Scizor is probably not gonna have the greatest time ever because Zapdos pretty much hardwalls Scizor. And yeah. Oh, we have a Curse Umbreon now. That's fire. That's gonna be... Well, if Seismic Toss Chansey is actually the best answer that Gurtbilbo brought, this might be trouble, honestly. Let's see. I would definitely love to see a Curse Umbreon sweep. That would be something else. Wonder now, he's gonna be Rest, Sleep Talk, Curse, and probably some Dark move. So it might be possible for Gurtbilbo to beat it down with Ribombee. And that's probably gonna be his plan at this point. I think he's gonna switch into Ribombee here, yeah. And that's definitely... I think he waited a little bit long. He didn't have to let Umbreon get as strong, but I think it's still gonna be able to do some damage to it. Probably. Yeah, definitely enough, seeing as this is a rest sleep talk, so it only has to really be able to 3-hit KO it, and I think even though Ribombee is not the strongest thing in the world, it's still gonna be able to do that, probably. But yeah, definitely very, very interesting set by Caracasa. Because looking at it, his matchup doesn't look that great to me. Scizor gets completely shut down by Zapdos. Mienshao pretty much gets shut down by the Venusaur. Ooh, interesting. Is U-turn... Was that a prediction? Wow, that was ballsy by by Gurtbilbo, I think. Like, what would his move be? Crunch. Why does it say crunch when he hasn't even used it? That's strange. I don't I don't get why that is. But yeah, so crunch +3 crunch would definitely have hurt anything because he doesn't really have a dark resist. Well, I mean he has Passimian and Ribombee to kind of deal with this Umbreon, so it's probably gonna have a hard time sweeping, honestly. And also, obviously now that we know that this is a rest sleep talk, it's not as much of or as reliable of a Spectria answer because it's always prone to being asleep. And I don't think, honestly, with this team that Gurtbilbo brought, he doesn't have to be afraid of it really. So yeah, now Caracasa seizes this opportunity to do some damage to the Spectre, which is probably a good idea because he won't be able to do any work with Scizor. It's paralyzed and it's getting completely shut down by Zapdos, so yeah. Yeah, this is looking tough. Overall, I have to say Venusaur is a huge problem for Caracasa now that Scizor is pretty much dead. Mienshao gets walled by it, Swampert gets beat by it, and Sneasel does as well. So Umbreon can probably set up on it, but then again, he might carry Leech Seed, which would be very annoying. Wow, what was that switch about? No. Now, Gurtbilbo just let the Scizor off the hook completely unnecessarily. I don't get why. Because now it is again able to switch into Venusaur. I guess he... Hmm. I guess he didn't want to take any more damage on Spectria. That must be his reasoning. But then he could also have just chosen to switch into Zapdos, which... Well... Interesting, now the Scizor is back at full. Now, he really let him off the hook there. With Scizor gone, he really had a problem with Venusaur, especially if the Venusaur carries Leech Seed. Because Leech Seed obviously would annoy Umbreon so much. Heatwave did 18% to Umbreon. Somehow that is more than I expected. This is gonna be a U-turn and a switch out, I believe. Now Caracasa is not comfortable. Oh, choice specs. Okay, now this Umbreon is useless. And that means that Spectria is really dangerous. Really dangerous. Honestly. This also means that taking this 33% was not the best idea ever. And now we see the U-turn. That was well played, but yeah, no buts really. Now his switch into Zapdos is always gonna be this Swampert now. Oh no, he chooses Umbreon. Interesting. Yeah, he can Volt Switch out on Umbreon. Also Caracasa congratulated Gurtbilbo on his trick playset. Well played. Yeah, I agree. Now this Umbreon is completely neutralized, obviously. Was an interesting set. Could have worked. And now we see the Swampert out here for the first time. Interesting, he's got no rain, but Swampert still with him. Ooh, and he runs into a Seed Bomb straight away. Now, I didn't even know that Passimian got Seed Bomb. Ooh, that sucks for him. Welp. Now, this means that Zapdos is free to click electric type moves. He doesn't really have a switch in for it anymore. Ooh, but he's got a Calm Mind Musharna. Now that's interesting. Huh. Calm Mind Musharna might be a huge threat on it, honestly. Because it might sweep, honestly. Because the Spectria won't be able to hurt it that much anymore. And yeah, apart from that, I don't really see how Gurtbilbo beats him. Interesting. Yeah, if this is his plan, then that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. I think this is a 5-0. It was looking like Gurtbilbo was on a very good, was doing very well here, but honestly, this is looking bad. Now let's see what the knockoff does here. This is also a rest variant. Why is he U-turning here? Oh my god. That's dangerous. Alright, now, if he gets the kill here... Oh, he's taunting it. Now he's gonna die with the Spectria. But obviously... Hmm. Interesting. Now, alright, so he got that down. But also he sacked his main win con at this point in Spectria because, or I had to sack it. But I think still this looks very good for Gurtbilbo now because the switch-ins for Zapdos aren't there, and also the Venusaur is looking incredibly annoying. Just the duo, this, oh, huh, this was risky, but it worked out. He really shouldn't risk his Zapdos because that's his only way of dealing with Scizor, really. So if he wants to win this, he should switch out with it here. Maybe sack the Ribombe or go into Venusaur straight if he's comfortable that it can take the hit. But Venusaur at this point is Scizor can switch into it, and he would have to have Roost on. Alright, now he predicted the Stone Edge here and switched into Caracasa. Said GG. I mean, he doesn't have a close combat switch in anymore, so that's bad for him. Yeah, it's looking bad. Not sure if I would agree that it's GG, but it's definitely not looking good. Yeah. This was interesting. Very interesting, in fact. He can probably now go into Venusaur. Which he does. And then, let's see what we didn't see Venusaur at all. I mean, Venusaur obviously can't do anything to Scizor. And maybe if Scizor has... Oh, he had the Leech Seed. So he was able to annoy Umbreon and Musharna with Leech Seed as well. And yeah, he carries Earth Power. And got the Para, which Para does what Para does. And he's going to be able to clean up with Venusaur here. Well, GG to both guys. This was well prepped by Gurtbilbo. Very cool sets by Caracasa, in fact, with the Musharna and the Umbreon. Musharna, I think both guys could have maybe done it, but obviously the trick crippled the Umbreon completely. And yeah, Musharna just got beat down by Passimian. I wonder if Passimian even had knockoff, but probably. Probably he was just gonna U-turn out and next time knockoff. Well played by Gurtbilbo, well prepped, and yeah, see you in the next video.